The simplest is your current tax expense, which is the tax that you pay to the ATO for the current year. So broadly, what it is simply your taxable income multiplied by your current tax rate, as simple as that. So taxable income multiplied by 30%. If you're a standalone entity and you are in losses, your current tax expense is obviously zero because you don't have any taxes to pay to the ATO. However, if you are a subsidiary of a tax consolidated group, and if you are in losses, sometimes you have a negative current tax expense. The reason is because you are part of a tax consolidated group, and the consolidated group might be in a taxable income position. And if you are a CTS user, a CTS software user, the calculation of CTE takes into account whether or not you're part of a tax consolidated group. So this is a journal that you post for current tax expense. You debit your current tax expense, and you credit your current tax liability or your provision of income tax account. Now, often many companies do not break up income tax expense to the three components in their trial balance. That is fine. Everything can be journaled to the income tax expense account. However, when you come to prepare your disclosure note, you do need to break it up to the various components. Now, the next component of income tax expense is your under and over provisioning of tax. And there seems to be different treatment in practice. Put it simply, your under and over provision is basically a change in your current tax expense between the time where you perform your tax provision calculations and when you prepare your tax return calculation. There must be a change in taxable income between those two calculations, okay? Now, if, for example, your taxable income has remained unchanged, however, you chose to restate your deferred tax asset or deferred tax liability balance, that restatement is not an under and over provision because there's no change in taxable income. So that restatement simply goes through the deferred tax expense in the current year.